Good evening, and welcome to Think About It Using Common Sense. A new year, or should I say, old year, is about to come to an end. And I'd like to wish everyone a happy, prosperous, and safe holiday in upcoming 2023. Um, there's been so much has been going on in 2022, 2021, 2020. And to be realistic, it's all been our fault. And when I say our fault, I mean all of us. And whether you participated in it or not, still some of the blame falls on you. Because had you participated, maybe you could have made a change. And those at the top who have the majority of the wealth and control, much has been required, much more has been required from you, and much more of the blame is or has been put on you. And therefore, coming into a new year of 2023, using common sense, excuse me, if we the people don't change, things are not going to get any better. They're only going to get worse. And I'm not even sure at this point, can people change? But according to my belief, if you're alive, anything through faith, anything is possible. And it's time for us to realize and put our thoughts and our actions where it really needs to be in order for this world to change. Uh, this evening, they're talking about in Pennsylvania, they're talking about a burst of Arctic air coming through here that's going to take things down to maybe 0 degrees. And things is happening in the weather today, floods, changing in temperature overnight. They say 2 days after the Arctic air coming through, it's going to be 50, 45, 50, 55 degrees. So people, this is not normal. What is this doing to the trees, to, especially to fruit-bearing trees? Whether it's one temperature one day and it comes back out the next day is up to 50, 55. I mean, them trees must be going crazy, and it's damaging the uh, the fruit, vegetables. So it's things that we need to take care of, the things that we should have been looking at. But out of greed, a lot of people just don't even care. All they want is money, and this is the end results of it. And we need to stop thinking and get out of this all this negativity of racism and people thinking they're better and everybody just living out for themselves. because where we are today is an end result of this type of thinking, these types of actions. You understand? So this is the way it is, and it doesn't have to be this way. This is what boggles my mind. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to. We have people have the money you want, but have trillions of dollars and have people starving and want so much money you don't care about polluting our drinking water, polluting our air. That's killing millions of people. It's causing people to get sick knowingly just to make money. It's insane. This is what's really called, I think, the definition of an insane asylum, doing stuff deliberately to harm the planet where we live, to harm people, your next door neighbor, people you don't even know around the world are dying and suffering at our own hands. And the thing about it too is, I think too much power is being given to people to map out the life for the majority of the people on the planet because it's not working. It's not working. Um, I hear people talking about Elon Musk. He just recently purchased Twitter, and frankly, I think there's too much power put into the hands of few people. But it's just my opinion. But when you have a monopoly of something, who gonna tell you what to do? And people are trying to tell Elon Musk what to do with Twitter and how he's running it, and this and that. But it's a bit late now. If you had opinions against it, you should have uh, laid your opinions on the table before the purchase of Twitter took place. Now that Elon Musk is owner of Twitter, he can do do with Twitter whatever he wants. It's his. If he go in there and fire everybody, that's his. He can do that. He can do that. And this is the problem, not just only with Twitter, but this is what happened with the mom and pop stores in the community. You know, you can't compete with these big corporations, these one-stop shoppers. Go in there, there's a huge, I mean, two or three parking lots, huge parking lot, stores, one-stop shopping. You buy everything. You can't compete with the prices. The little man can't compete with those prices. So you have to fold up. And then once you fold up, these big corporations with their businesses, and that's the only place you have to shop, then they can control the price of everything. And you have no choice but to pay it. To give you an example, um, a friend of mine who was out uh, last night, and she'd called up this restaurant in a hurry to get a couple of sandwiches. Nothing fancy. And you went to get the sandwiches. They weren't ready, and the reason she called up because she was in a hurry, but they weren't ready, so she waited for the sandwiches, and she told the cashier. She said, "Well, I called in, expecting to have the sandwiches ready, and they weren't." And he told her, he said, well, if you don't want the sandwiches, take it or leave it and get out. Exact words now. But because she placed the order, she wanted something to eat, she waited. And on top of that, the sandwiches were $20 a piece. You hear me? $40 for two little regular sandwiches. And people talking about inflation. This is inflation. Inflation is for us, the business people and the corporations and the people that own everything. They don't have no inflation. But I know one thing. That's the last time anybody that I know of is going to purchase something. I'm definitely going to make them aware of that business and how they treat people and how they're overpricing. But as far as the overpricing is concerned, a lot of these places now, a lot of these businesses is overpricing people. Then I'm seeing now that people are ordering everything online. And I'm not trying to talk about against anybody's business and making money. That's what America is all about. That's what capitalism is all about, making money. But I'm talking about getting robbed. I'm talking about these people are robbing the middle class, the low income, uneducated, middle class one and two, and a lot of people at the top are getting robbed, but they have so much money it doesn't even matter to them. But this is the problem. This is the problem. Two little sandwiches, $40. And I mean with overhead. I mean, I'm in the food. I was in the food business. I know what this stuff costs. It's not only just the food everywhere. Everywhere. A friend of mine, and these things that I'm telling you is the truth, not what nobody told me. These are things that I know. Friend of mine had an electrical problem, okay, and called an electrician to come out. I think he was on the property, spent maybe 20 minutes, uh, maybe 30 minutes trying to find out the problem. Okay. Once he found the problem, it was just a matter of some wires that sorted together or something like that. So what he did, it took him about 15 minutes, 15, no more than 20 minutes to cut the wire, connect it to another wire. Bam, everything's done. $1,000. $1,000. $1,000, people. And then had the nerve to ask the woman, well, when you use your credit card, could you tell them it was a gift? I don't know if he did it or not, but I'm just saying he asked her to do that. But you see, this is the reason people don't have any money, and this is why it is so important people to get educated. You have to get educated because if you don't, you're at the mercy of these people. Being ignorant is money, is money, is how these people get money, how they become rich overnight, and why you continuously to stay broke and to be suffering and to be stressed out. You have to learn how to use money. They talk about investing. You don't have any money to invest. Because everywhere you turn, everybody is trying to put their hands in your pocket. Just look at the commercials on television sometimes. Excuse me, my nose itch. uh, just take a look at the commercials. Everybody get this for that. You get this for that. This for that. You buy this, you get two free. Get this, get this. All this stuff is just constantly everywhere you turn. Everybody's selling you something, but nobody's giving you anything. All their money come from you, but do they ever stop and give you anything? No, nothing, nothing. But as long as you keep giving them, spending your money, why should they? Why should they? Because it's obvious that no one cares about you. They don't care about your family. They don't care about your kids that's going to be born. They care about nothing but money and greed. And that is the problem. That money, the love of money and greed has destroyed the planet, and it has destroyed and is destroying humanity, morality. These things are gone. They're gone, people. You know, in the rain, homeless person sleeping on the street in the rain. There's no reason for that. If he's doing, I wouldn't care if he had to just go in with a truck and pick him up and take him and lock him up, get him off. At least they'd be off the street. You know, uh, I gave a homeless person some money the other day, and I come back from the store and walk past him. He has that money smoking crack. He out there on the street smoking crack. And that crack has taken that man's life, all his dignity and everything, down to his lowest level, to the point he lives now for that crack. Take this person off the street and put them in detox, whether they want to be or not. If you have to clean them up with a water hose from the fire department or something, anything at the end of the day is about saving this individual's life and trying to give him a new start. I hear him talking about the border, people crossing the border. How long have people been crossing the border coming into this country? And they talk about stopping it. You know how you stop it? You stop it at the source. You fix what those people are running from. That's how you stop immigration. Not by building walls. I heard other people say this. Well, that's the problem. If you can come up with billions of dollars in the drop of a hat, then come up with money to create a system to keep these people in their country. Why can't all the leaders, which I think they do anyway, why can't all the leaders get together and solve these problems? You don't pick up a gun to solve every time there's a problem. You want to pick up a gun and get more police to solve a problem. And we've been having this same problem for I don't know how long. And that's the answer to these problems. Fix it at the source. I don't know why there's people can't seem to get that, but you know, things like this, all these things they create money, they create jobs for people, and that's fine. But fix the problem, and then create jobs other ways. You understand? So this is the problem that we're having today. And 2023 is coming, and I think we need to turn around. Turn around from the top all the way down. We need to change. We've got to change, and you can't save everybody. But you can have a door open that when people rise up, clean themselves up, and want to learn, you can come through that door. Education needs to be the top priority. And learning, I mean, sports is good, but these people, they need more than a basketball in their hand. You talk about rehabilitating. Put some things in their hand or in front of them that's going to hold their interest and make them want to learn, make them can't wait to get out of the house to go to school in the morning to start learning. That's what you do. Because these people aren't ignorant. You're only ignorant if you're not taught anything. These people is out there in the excuse me. These people's in the ghetto, out there in the street, doctors, they could be doctors, lawyers, scientists, mathematicians, you know, ballerinas, musicians. Yes, yes, these are the people that we are that's in the ghetto and other people, other places that's not being taught the future. And when you put the future in the hands of a select few, then you're in trouble. That's when you get charged. And if you don't have money, tough. If you don't have family, tough. If you don't have people to represent you in the justice system, tough. Because as you can see, if you have enough money, you can do anything you want to do in the system and it's okay or either it's overlooked. And this is the reality. This life is no joke and we make it as such. And it's not. And money and greed isn't it. It's not. But if you don't know that it's not, you'll spend your entire life trying to seek out something and losing everything. That's why so many people at the top, they're so stressed out. Their lifestyle is just surrounded with partying and having a good time and drinking and drugs. And because guess what? They have reached the top and they have nowhere else to go. Not knowing, not knowing that life and success comes from within. I learned long time ago, that it's not about money and just trying to accumulate wealth. Because everything I've attempted to do, I accomplished. And after you do that, then where do you go? That's what I say. Well, where do I go from here? And when I turned inward and I found out that life development is finding out about yourselves and living and helping humanity cures everything. And believing in yourself and believing in God, higher being, higher, whatever you want to believe in, and work on that. Work on yourself. Work on developing that God spirit that's within you, where they talk about eternal life and eternal bliss and undying love, everything. And it's true. It's true. But if you never search it out, never put yourself out there to do it, you'll miss it, people. You're gonna miss it. And it's too much, uh, should I say this? How can I put this? We don't know enough. We don't know enough about ourselves. We don't know enough about our potential. We don't know enough about the God within to just to be born and live out here, put your life out here for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years doing a thing and die. When this physical body cease to exist. Because everything, everything is about life. And we seem to uh, not value it as much as animals value their life. Every animal I see, when their life is threatened, they run. They run or attack it or whatever. We humans, we just kill one another just for the sake of killing. Excuse me. I heard on the news, this was, I think back in the summer or something. People just riding around in cars, literally shooting people at random. These kids getting guns and going into schools, killing people, mass killings. We are humans doing this kind of stuff. It's crazy. We're having wars where people are being blown apart, their whole countries is being destroyed. Sit down to the table, come down to a table and sit down and talk this thing out. Because after all the killing is done, you know what's going to happen? They're going to have to come down to a table and sit down and come to some kind of agreement. So why not do it now and spare the lives and the suffering of innocent people? Doesn't make sense. It's been proven, and it is proven to this very day. You know, the laws of man are not solid enough to be laws to govern the universe. Only God's laws. And we have to live by these laws in order to reap the benefits. And we have to stop kidding ourselves. And these role models have got to be role models. Don't sit up here and tell me about God and about this and about this, and you flying around in jet planes and diamonds and this. No, man. I think Jesus turned the table over for the people out there making money off of religion. I think when we had I think corona is either coronavirus or either earthquakes or something. And these people were suffering and they went to this church. Excuse me. They went to this church for shelter. And the doors were locked. You hear what I'm saying, people? You got to wake up. You've got to wake up. And the purpose of the church, as I have stated before, is the nucleus of the community to help people, to bring the community together. People in the community needed something, they came to the church, and the people came together and helped those people. That's right. But see what happened when people find out the money and stuff that's involved, and people literally coming from their heart and soul, they put their last dime into the church to try and make up the tithes that's required, or they say that's required for members. And the preachers are living in multi-million-dollar houses. People within the church can't even afford to have their heat on in the wintertime. And you're talking about God. You don't know God. It's obvious. That's not what I'm saying. It's obvious that you don't even know God and you're not a believer, because if you were, you would not be doing that. Let's be real. Let's be real about it. God says your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. And it is a temple of the Holy Spirit, because the Spirit is in you, it's in your mind, it's in your consciousness. And is that not within your body? People, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Bring God into you. Get up in the morning and think and pray and set goals. God said, I can help you, but where do you want to go? You don't even know. Make a change in your life and stick to this change. That's why he says, so you sow, so shall you reap, because what you have to do, you have to do something. You have to know where you want to go. And you have to be willing and strong and have faith. That's why he said, he who has faith as a grain of a mustard seed shall say to yonder mountain, move, and the mountain shall move. It's not talking about, it's not talking about a physical mountain out there. He's talking about in your body. Anything you can heal with the Spirit of God and faith. You can heal anything that's in your body, people. It can be done. And it's being done. It's being done to some people. It's happening, and they call it a miracle because they don't know how things work. But it can be done on a regular basis. Just like you can put up a wall on the outside to keep out strangers and robbers and stuff, you can build that same wall inside your body. Keep everything out. You can build a strong immune system in your body and forget about coronavirus or any of these viruses out here, because they're only coming to you because your body is weak. And you have to watch what you put into your body. You have to watch what enter into your mind, because it's the same thing. Stress. That's why stress is so dangerous, because stress and hard thinking and concentration, it bring out things within your body. What's a hard thought but a tumor? Blood clots, heart attacks, rhythm. Best exercise in the world is walking, is in the rhythm of your heart. But it's good to get exercise. You have to get exercise. I'm not talking. Please see, people will grab stuff and they'll run with it, not even knowing what they have or where they're going. I'm not sitting here talking against exercising this, that. I'm not. But I'm talking for physical and mental development. I'm talking for life. I'm talking for long life. I'm talking for a healthy life. And in order for this to happen, you have to do things within your mind to make it happen. That's all. If you want your physical life outside yourself to change, your physical environment to change, you have to do something. You have to educate your children. For your people, you have to educate your people in the path, whereas things that you need can sustain and help you, and you will have to go to people outside of yourself for that. And this way you will not be getting taken advantage of. It's that simple. You have to have lawyers. It's important. You have to have accountants. You have to have physicians. You have to have people that just want to, in your best interest, to represent you. And if you don't have that, you're at somebody else's mercy. And today, people they have no shame. They look in your face and they'll grin and almost sit at your table and eat and pray with you at the table and have their hands in your pocket all at the same time. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, this is what I know. It doesn't have to be like that. And you know what? At the end of the day, your best times are sitting around with your family, your grandchildren. You're laughing, you're talking, you're eating. Take a little drink if you want. But it's not about all this. Just want to sit at the table and just grab everything. Want to own everything. I saw this. I was watching YouTube yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and I saw this picture. Not a picture. Actually, it's like a documentary. I think it was like a $250 million mansion. I mean, and it had a pool on top of the ground, but underneath the ground, there was another pool, swimming pool, bowling alley, bars, everything. Marble floors, everything. But when you opened the door to the bathroom, it was a toilet just like I had in my house. Toilet paper was on the rack. Do you understand? It may have been a little different thing today and something like that. But other than that, all that other mess is just something for rich people to spend their money. That's their business. But my point that I'm making, they're humans. Don't mean nothing. They're no more than anybody else. And when they're around rich people like themselves, then they're nobody. Only when they come out to you, you put them on that pedestal. And they charge you for putting them on a pedestal. They charge you for a pedestal you put them on. Now how does that sound? How's that sound? All these people, all these millionaires that get their money from us, do they come back into the neighborhood and build something? No, they think they better. Now they got to have security from you. But at the end of the day, at some point, people, you have to be responsible. You're here. People in other countries, and I grant you that are really, really, really serious in dire need of just a piece of bread, clean water to drink. Um, People need help. You know, uh, do we personally do these things? No, but we come from that. You know, and maybe some cases we could be personally uh, responsible because we have to look at those who gained from the people being in the situation that they're in. And that's where the blame lies. It's real. And we need to stop looking at uh, things that happen, and we need to be responsible. You know, uh, take the blame. That's why I look at people that you have people that knowingly would knowingly commit crimes. They know it's the law. They know what the laws are, and they know, If you break, you do this. If you get caught, you're going to jail. Now they do this. And in time you get caught, you want to get a lawyer so you can be free. Think about that for me. If you knowingly commit a crime, then own up to it if you get caught. If you don't want to go to jail for the crime that you're committing, then don't commit the crime. I've never could put my hand on that. Because if I go out here and commit a crime and knowingly commit a crime and get caught, okay, here I am. You know, take the punishment. I don't understand that. I mean, I know how people, oh, I'm gonna commit this crime. When I get caught, I'm gonna get me a lawyer, I'm gonna get out of it. If you knowingly commit it, knowing what you're doing, if I say I'm going in to rob somebody, excuse me, and I get caught for robbery, only I can say is, Your Honor, I'm guilty. That's all. Why would I look like trying to get a lawyer to get me off of something that I did? I don't get that. But people do it all the time. All the time. If I'm making millions, billions of dollars, millions of dollars, what the hell I care if I got to pay taxes? That's expected of me. The country, I'm living off the country. I'm living off these people. I'm getting all this money, and here I am now, don't even want to pay taxes? What kind of person am I? But yet, you will come and squeeze a little man barely making it. If he missed paying $100 or $300, $400,000, y'all ready to lock him up for 20 years. This is crazy. But it's the people that have to put the pressure. I'm sorry, I'm tongue twisted, but you know, this is crazy. This is what I mean by an insane asylum. If you're making a lot of money, if you're prosperous, then why not pay taxes? I don't understand it. People tell me the more you have, the more you want. People crazy. They're freaking crazy. And you just cannot let people come in and just because you have money, you made all this money, all of a sudden you become an Einstein or whoever is smart, genius person in this material, economic, mathematical world is. You know, you just don't get all this. You don't get knowledge just because you have money. You just have money. You look at where the money come from. Just like you're going to sit here and tell me how it feels to be in a war and you never been there. Can you? You can't. Don't automatically become a general or great warrior and you've never been in war. We give these people too much credit. We put too much power in their hands. And I'm not saying, uh, you know, take over anything and nothing like that, but just have transparency. Let these people take some kind of a test, some kind of mental aptitude test. Some country, some state, with an 18-year-old boy right out of high school made the mayor's seat. I mean, you can't do any worse than anybody else that these other people are doing because just because you're older doesn't mean you have any sense. You're just an old person. That's all. So, hypothetically speaking, the boy could have been a genius. Not knocking it, but I'm just saying you got to have some kind of experience, some kind of knowledge of something before you gonna get in the driver's seat. Would you put me in a cockpit and I don't know a damn thing about flying? That's what we doing. And then once you get in the cockpit, he can stay in there as long as he want to. Mm-mm. People, this is what you're doing. This is what you have been doing. So you have nobody to blame but yourselves. Um, I still don't understand these Republicans. These are some things that, that's could be left behind in 2022. But I still don't understand how you cannot uh, believe in your justice system, the same justice system that you've been in for the last 20, 30, 40 years, and take the same oath, operate under the same rules, and all of a sudden now those rules and all that stuff because your candidate lost the race. Now all of a sudden you don't turn your back on your government, your president, your constitution, ready to overturn, take away your democracy, and you're still working. Now, how is that possible? That's why we're in the situation we're in, and that's why things are not going to get better until you make a change. Some of these old people in here should have been gone a long time ago. Long time ago. They're being there too long. That's why they have so much power because they can talk to these corporations and these people that's coming in that need favors and all that stuff. And, you know, we have to clean this government up. We have to clean it up. And you clean it up by getting rid of the old mess and bringing in some new people. And these new people have got to have some kind of knowledge, have some type of background. Okay, you take a test. Then once you take the test, then you go out and campaign and get voted in. But you have to have the government has to have some kind of test for these people, man. You take you see what happens when you have someone that has no political experience. You take someone from Hollywood. How do you know when they're acting or not? You take an 18-year-old kid. How do you know he's not influenced by uh, a milkshake or something? You understand? People, you got to take life serious because these consequences is dire. And now they're talking about artificial intelligence. They talk about jobs, all these jobs being created. They talk about them, but on the other hand, people, AI and robotics and all this stuff. This is talking about mechanicals, robots doing your job. So that means you don't have no job. That's what it means. It means the future you're not included in. And I'm looking at all this futuristic stuff. People, it's not for you. For first of all, you can't afford it. Your inner city neighborhoods is being taken over by big corporations. They come in building all these buildings and stuff. Uh, your real estate taxes going up because they're coming into your neighborhood now. Coming into your neighborhood, building, destroying, upsetting your neighborhood. No place to park, nothing. And now you got to pay more real estate taxes. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. And these people that's coming to the neighborhood, you think they do fix up blocks in front of your house or plant some trees and nothing. All they want to do is come in and take over your neighborhood. They don't care whether you kick you out in the street or what. They don't care. It should not be allowed. But if you don't do something, then it's going to continue to happen. And once you get out of your neighborhood, forget about getting back. You're not going to get back. And then while you sitting home, they be plotting on trying to, well, how can we get this first? How can we do that? How can we do that? We do no. Then when people go, people get so stressed out. You know, you get people committing suicide, hurting themselves, and all this kind of stuff because of the pressure that's being put upon them, and they have no way to rationalize because there is none. When somebody's coming into your neighborhood, developing your neighborhood, they're making profits, and your income, your uh, real estate taxes are going up, and you're on a fixed income. Where's the money coming from? You know where it's coming from? Your house gonna be sold for sheriff's sale for not being able to pay your taxes that somebody else came to your neighborhood and caused. It's just not right. So we're going into 2023. Let's pray. Let's pray and let's do. Make some changes. Make changes. These people work for us. We elect these politicians into office to better jobs than we have. If we could only get the jobs, the benefits that these people get, that we put them in office for. Some of them don't even have to have, never even graduated from college. A lot of them. We vote them into office, $200,000 a year job, $1 million a year job with benefits. Benefits worth millions of dollars. Yes, they work for us, and then they're gonna turn their back on us. Except they got a nerve. They have a nerve to tell these college graduates that's bogged down with student loans, and President Biden want to relieve some of the student debt. And we got politicians got the nerve to say no. And their cups is running over with money and benefits. Come on, man. But yet y'all out here, people out here fighting about color and racism and this and that. And people are stealing, walking away with the pot, man. The pot. And we don't have anything. Nothing. We better get some sense. We better start doing something. And that is taking care of our family, our future, laying the groundwork for our children, because they have no future if we don't provide a future for them. Stop complaining. Use this money. Stop wasting your money. You can't be spending, spending, spending and expect to have something. It doesn't happen. I see people come into a low income neighborhood, open up a business, and just making money, taking all the money out. But they can't take it out if you don't give it to them. You can buy, but you got to stay. You got to save some money, invest. You don't have no money to invest. So stock market ain't for you because you ain't had nothing to even put in the stock market. No, because in the stock market, it's not hard. Stock market isn't hard, but the fact of the matter is, you don't have any money to invest in the stock market. You're putting your money in the hands of people to invest for you. So you don't even know what they're doing. You don't even know how much money you're making. Unless you know somebody that's credible. You know, and it's you got to get educated. You've got to get educated, and you have got to put your people, your friends, people that you can trust. That's who you support. All these other people, how you gonna trust them? So if people all of a sudden now you find out now that you can't trust this person, this person has not been trustworthy. You find this out now. Do you think this person just became untrustworthy now? This person been untrustworthy all along, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You're just finding out about it now. That's why you have nothing. That's why you've never had anything. That's why you're never going to have anything. So you're able to get educated, educate your people, and put them in the places that can look out for you, or be around trustworthy people. And if you believe in God, or whoever you believe, you're a representative of whatever you believe in, whoever you believe in. So if this person tell me, oh well, you know what, I'm this. I'm not gonna put a name of a religion out because people take that and run with where they want to go. But if you believe in whatever you believe in, whatever your religion is, religion in reality is a way of life. It's your way of life. That is your religion. That's why when a person tell me, I hear a politician talking about a separation of church and state, it's a joke to me. How can you separate yourself from yourself? You cannot. There is no separation because that's who you are. That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. But to people that don't know, then oh, okay. Well, you know what? I'm this, but I can come to politics. I don't have to. That's who you are. I don't understand that. But that's just how far people have gotten away from common sense. And this podcast is titled Think About It Using Common Sense, because common sense is no longer common anymore. You know, and common sense is like to get away from common sense is to get away from nature. Think about it. Nature functions on common sense. It does. You look at animals. All animals live in fear. Humans are supposed to be of superior intelligence, but look at us. We live in fear. We're becoming more like animals every day. Every day. You know, whatever you do when it comes to morality, that's on the individual. As long as you don't hurt anyone, do whatever it is you want to do, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to answer for it. You're going to answer for it. And when death comes, that's pay up time. Whether you realize it or not, that's pay up time, because what happens is this human body that you have, that you can function on to get you through this physical world that we're living in, that you can control your thoughts and your ideas based on mathematics of what you have done, seen, figured out. But when this physical body ceases to exist, you no longer have contacts with this physical world. And that's what death is. So now it's pay up time. Because every thought that you've thought, everything that you did, everything that you've seen, every feeling that you have felt is in that consciousness. Now that consciousness is getting ready to bake in the universal oven of time. Whatever those ingredients are, the next time your eyes open, you don't know where you're going to be or what you're going to be. That's the justice. That's justice. So, on that note, uh, I hope everyone have a wonderful, prosperous holiday. Uh, think, think about it. Think about everything you're getting ready to do, and weigh it out. Weigh things out. Is it worth it? Don't settle. Don't settle. Live your life. Live your life. and have a wonderful up and coming 2023. On that note, have a wonderful, wonderful night.